proudly serving caribou. I don't know about that. I don't know what that is. I'm not much on labels. Not much on labels. It's just what it is. However, there's a lot of interesting clickbait. You are in your temperance energy, but you will be tested. And then right after that, you see whoever had anything to do with this will suffer. So, with that being said, I had to put you down. I have a dog and a caribou. I got a dog in one hand and a caribou in the other. Anyway, so building a circle, you want to keep it small. You want to keep your circle small, especially if you've got people talking about anyone involved with this is going to suffer. And I guess that comes with the temperance angel energy. It's just what it is. I can't do anything about that. Very interesting reading though, Pisces kingdom. A lot of talk about the light, and that's fine. Because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for those who did the work to activate that light. Because when you have Chicago telling thousands of people to go against the light with bad intentions is to lose a day in the light, like I said, I could have been Stephen Hawking in a wheelchair, and these individuals would have still tried to take advantage of the situation because they're opportunists. But when you see that whoever had anything to do with this will suffer, well, then now you have a bunch of opportunists who didn't know what they were getting themselves into that are going to be suffering, playing the victim. And that's what it is. I mean, we've all been victims of our own free will choices. Tell him, Daisy. Daisy said, give me some slack, man. I want to look in the door. I don't want to look in the window. I want to look in the door. Anyway. That's why I'm a firm believer of if you're not on your path, you're on someone else's. Take the school, for instance. My next door neighbor was the director. Hang on, coffee's more important. My next door neighbor was the director of the radiology department up here. Talked me into going into being an x-ray tech, into radiology. However, all I could think was, man, I don't want to go to a job where people are all broken and busted and disgusted and having to get x-rays. I have people crying all day. I can understand wanting to help people, but not people that are in such bad shape that all I'm doing is taking pictures of people that are all broke, busted, and disgusted. Anyway. So after further examination of my life choices, human services and substance abuse counseling seemed to be a pretty good idea. I just couldn't agree with the ethics. I mean, you've got hundreds of thousands of people annually who don't make it from, tobacco. Give me liberty or give me death. We all know that quote, but we have no idea it was over tobacco farming. In the prohibition, when gangsters get their way for alcohol sales, then this bud's for you. However, due to the fact they could not patent medicinal herbal medicines, they couldn't patent certain things. Take opium, for example. They have how many different dozens of opium derivatives are they able to patent profit off of that cause an epidemic? They create the problem because they have the solution. She wants to be held. They create the problem because they already have the solution. Okay, great. So we know this. We know that certain things they can't get around, and if they can't make money off of it, well, then it's no good. It's just no good to them. It's the things that are being done in the dark that are coming to the light. So, with that being said, I'm talking to a young lady up here that's a nursing student. I bring up QHHT, and she starts doing the research on Dolores Cannon and now questions the entire medical. She's questioning every aspect of her life, which is fine. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. You definitely don't want to make the mistakes that I did, but there too, again, when I bailed out of human services with a 3.6 grade point average to be a peddler making an insane amount of cash. We followed the dollar. So let's talk about that since Pisces Kingdom brought it up. Hang on, trash can. Come on, trash can. Since Pisces Kingdom so kindly brought that up, I did troubleshooting for quite some time. Traveled around. At 21 years old, I was taking men in black suits' lives away from them when I walked into their office and overran it with a team of individuals that were some of the biggest flunkies you ever met in your life. That's why I don't like competition. Here, get on the other side. You could teach guys how to make $150, $200 cash money every day, and they still couldn't pay their rent. Imagine that. My background in counseling came from, well, I understand. It's readily available in their Opportunists. They're bored. They want to change the way they feel, the way that they cope. That's what it is. Can't do much about that. However, the entire aspect of troubleshooting and systems operations, from banking, bookkeeping, warehousing, inventory, administrative tasks, you had to figure out how to do it all. That's a shaman. That's the story of the shaman. Simple enough. Sitting back watching how everybody works like a fine oiled machine and removing the parts that don't fit. So, anyway, in that Pisces Kingdom read, she spoke on that. They never want to give you the props. And I've told that story on this channel many times. You're an inside owner. We will give you X amount of dollars. And you don't get your own gig. You help other people get their own gig with the possibility of us giving you your own when you get to this next place. But because you're so good at going to the next place and getting it up and running, we're just going to send you to the next place. We've got this other place we need up and running. What's the problem? You get it up and running, you leave it in a half-wit, dim-wit individual's hands, and then you're back retraining them over and over and over again, doing the same thing over and over again with people who would rather depend and leech off of you than do the work themselves. INFJ are known for that. Carrying the whole load, because if you want it done right, you do it right the first time. What are we dealing with right now? The wheel of karma. I'm saying fortune anymore. So let's talk about that. People are now worried about a cycle of karma because of the opportunities they took out of greed. Okay, cool. So where did that greed get them? It got them to the fastly approaching new digital financial system that's going to affect the planet globally. It's a simple Google search. Repeat after me. How will the new digital financial system affect the planet globally? That is a global digital financial system that's going to affect everyone that uses finances, that uses their currency. If you're not prepared, oh, you know what? We've got all this education that we've already built on the background. We told you about it. It's on Google. There's plenty of content creators out there making information about it, but we haven't regulated it yet. First, we resist it as an American people. Then we sue it. Okay, Ripple versus SEC lawsuit. Who was fighting in that lawsuit? Gary Gensler. Why did the chief executive of the Securities and Exchange Commission want to fight Ripple Labs so bad? Well, I've got a retired officer that says he was part of the East Island boys. Anybody that had anything to do with finances went to that island. No wonder they wanted to make sure that every transaction you make doesn't have a digital footprint. And that's what they're fighting right now. So all these people and their greed and their worries about moving forward, how are they going to handle all of their transactions being digitally footprinted? You know, living across the street from this place for so long, I'm thinking it's Steve Jobs. Was it Steve Jobs that said he dropped out of college because it severely hindered his education? Simple enough. I'm not sure if I remember the quote, not really sure if that's who said it. You can go do your research, get some education. Anyway. So now you have a wealth transfer, a money, and a power grab that's going to affect everyone on this planet. What's Pisces waiting for? Pisces has everything they need to move forward. Yes, I understand that. What do I not have? What are the answers that Pisces Kingdom was talking about? Pisces, the answers will come to you as you go forward. Yes, Pisces Kingdom, but what answers am I looking for? How the new digital financial system is going to affect everyone on the planet globally. Are they prepared? I mean, you look at a me in my comments and ask them how they diversified their portfolio, and they'll like, oh, what kind of substances are you on? Well, not the kind that keep you from diversifying your portfolio. Yeah, you have spirit's help. I understand that. I'm a paranormal INFJ. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, tarot reader. I hear there's a temperance angel on your planet that walks with angels. Is that an angelic Reiki master with 5-star reviews? Well, that's going to sound crazy to anyone that doesn't have that connection. Simple enough. Pisces, where do you get your information from? A little bird told me. That's what it is. However, no, Pisces Kingdom. That's why I went ahead and posted you on the community page, because that is the number one thing that I am concerned with about moving forward with anybody in love, light, truth, and integrity. How are people having to learn a new digital financial system? Most people don't even know how to handle the paper money that has zero intrinsic value, not backed by gold, that they print as much as they want to now. Most people don't know how to handle that. How are they possibly going to handle the education of something digital? It's what it is, and that's the point. The less you know, the more control they have. The more I know, the less control they have. Daisy. We were walking Daisy. You don't want to sniff that, Daisy. I don't know what she's sniffing, but she likes it anyway. And that's a shirt. You do not want to smell some right next to the band hall. You don't want to sniff some girl's shirt right next to the band hall. See? Somebody left their shirt. They must have been at band camp. Anyway. How you doing today, man? Excellent. Get out of your way here. How they're going to handle that is why Pisces took an extended vacation. I'm not going to deal with 20 students, 30 students, 40 students that want to learn anything that I teach at my school. I don't want to deal with the students that learn at this school. I asked a finance, she majors in business finance. I asked her, how are you and your classmates going to handle the new digital financial system that's going to affect the planet globally? Her heart sank. The look on her face was sheer fear. They know about the new digital financial system that's going to affect the planet globally, but yet they're learning the old system and have paid for it. So that makes me think about why did Biden start relieving people of their student loans? Is that because everything they were ever taught was a lie? Up, street sweeper! Go, street sweeper! Cleaning up their mess, aren't they? That's a sign from the universe, baby. That is city officials cleaning up their own mess. Imagine that. Imagine that. It's just what it is. I mean, you got to think. And I want to thank me, whoever me is, wanting to know what kind of substances are you on. Your brain is fried. It's fried with a shit ton of knowledge you don't have. And you probably spent most of your life on the 50-yard line and dazed and confused. Anyway, that's my question for me. Since I am, and my brain is fried, are you prepared for the new digital financial system? That's my name. Who is that? That's my name. Who is that? What are you doing? Hang on. I got flagged down. The whole aspect of being in the public eye. I'm recording a YouTube.
Oh, hey, where's Jim's office? Do you know?
Where's whose?
Jim's office?
Jim, you're going to want to go around over to the cafeteria.
Okay.
Across the street from my house, you know where the back door is, back by the dumpster?
Yeah.
Right inside that door.
All right.
All right, man. Be careful. Anyway. That's what it is. The INFJ knows a lot of people, and a lot of people think they know me. However, I keep my circle as small as the bottom of that coffee cup. I can't walk across the... Scott! What the fuck? That's what it is. Anyway. That's what it is. So, thank you for the beautiful 5-star reviews. Now, me being able to be spotted walking across the 50-yard line in a Superman shirt with pushing up Daisy, that's what it is. Anyway, that's my question. When I ask a business finance manager or student, major, business finance major, how are you and your classmates preparing for the new digital financial system that will affect the planet globally? They don't have an answer. They don't know. First, the government resists it. Then they sue it. Then they regulate it. And then they adopt it. And then once they adopt it, if you live in America, you have to deal with whatever they adopted. They're the government. go this way, hon. So that's the thing. And I understand everybody is worried about finances. Great. How prepared are you for the new digital financial system that's going to affect the planet globally? Are you already solidified as your own financial institution? Simple question. It's what it is. Or are you still worried about someone else who's going to be that financial institution? It's as simple as the joys of being a sovereign being. And you'll hear that all the time. I am God. I am sovereign. I am free. Cool. How'd you escape the Matrix? How did you use the same system they use against everyone else? Against them. Are they caught in a barrel dealing with me? The last thing they want is someone educated. And when you've got Pisces kingdom saying that, they're doing everything they can to delay you, Pisces. Well, yeah, because there was an injustice done to the divine. Why? Because they're not that smart. And you've got people, once an INFJ seer of souls sees these people operating out of their reptilian brain, they give off an energy. You can see it. Learn to see energy in the air. Activate your astral sight. What happens when you do those two things? If you can do those two things alone, what reality does that open you up to? You've learned to see energy in the air. Higher Balance Institute teaches that. You've activated your astral sight. That is a 6-month development course that I offer through Reiki. Comes from the great knowledge keeper. What does it do? Helps you see through the veil. See through the illusion. What is the curse to that? It opens you up to information that has fake profiles like me showing up in your comments. Your brain is fried. What kind of substances are you on? Well, you know, one of the other readers says that the sun needs Raid and Black Flag. So I'm not on substances. I need some to put on you. Simple enough. Simple enough. Anyway, everybody always wants to know what I'm doing. You see it. What it is. What it is. Walking around giving directions to people. Guiding them on their path. It's just what I do. I just guide people on their path. How you doing, man? It's just what it is. All right, we got to go take care of that. Got a notification that came in. Anyway, that's my question for everyone today. Since all of the greedy opportunists are so worried about finances, fantastic. How many of you are going to end up like Gary Gensler on the front of one of my retired police officers that teaches this information, dressed like a clown? He dressed Gary Gensler up like a clown. No wonder the head of the federal chief executive officer of the Securities Exchange Commission fought Ripple Labs in a government lawsuit, only to find out he was an East Stein Island recipient winner of the list. That's what it is. And that's what they're fighting over. Yeah, remote viewers. There's your remote viewer that was all off in the Earth Angel's energy. That's what it is. I see that shit as parasitic. That is a rarity. That energy is very rare. People being able to pick up on that energy and then focus their entire readings around it. Cool. Where are those other energies? That's what I'm looking for, because there's going to be a lot of misinformation about people being guided on their path that comes from those energy readers, because they're picking up the very rare temperance angel energy in an INFJ personality type, or the unicorn. They're called a unicorn for a reason. So you've got a bunch of readers giving general readings based off of unicorn earth angel energy from the sun, It's called the INFJ Unicorn for a reason. I am a Pisces sun by birth. The temperance angel energy is due to my Sagittarius and Neptune that rules Pisces sun. So, that's concerning with all of these energy readers. Take what resonates, leave the rest for someone else. Number one, how will this, since everybody's so worried about finances, great. How will the new digital financial system, here goes the air raid sirens, air raid! How will the new digital financial system that's going to affect the planet globally affect you and your family? And number two, how self-aware are you with divine readers that don't do personal readings, talking about everyone that was involved in this situation is now getting karma and will suffer. They will suffer tenfold karma over the next cycle. Okay, great. I can't do anything about that. As a QHHT practitioner, I know karmic lessons are meant to be learned. That's what teachers do. They let you learn your lessons. Namaste.